Laying on your back with your arms straight out to the side, no higher than shoulder height. Start with one palm facing up and the opposite palm facing down. Roll one hand forwards, creating an internal rotation in the arm, and the opposite hand backwards, creating an external rotation in the arm. Try to complete a full rotation, rolling onto the outside of the thumbs in both directions. The key is to go slow and segment the spiral, starting with the hands and rolling through the wrists, forearms, upper arms, shoulders, shoulder blades, and into the rib cage. This will cause the rib cage to rotate towards the externally rotating arm and away from the internally rotating arm. As our right arm rotates in and our left arm rotates back, the pressure should shift towards the left hand side of our skull and onto our left hip. As our left thumb rolls forward and our right thumb rolls back, we should feel the pressure move to our right side of the skull and our right hip as the rib cage rotates with the arm movement. With your head supported and your feet on a wall a couple of inches apart, set your legs at 90 degrees with a straight line from your ear to your hip. The focus is on rotating the rib cage, pulling the scapula back and down, and extending the arm to open up the pecs, shoulder, and upper arm. Pull the arm back as if you were pulling a bow and arrow, focusing on pulling the shoulder blade towards the ground. Once you've rotated the ribs as far as possible, straighten out the arm. A common fault would be trying to straighten the arm too early and not allowing the ribs to rotate first.
Supine Scap Reaches. So this is an exercise that's really nice to relieve some tension in your neck, get your shoulder blades to glide around the rib cage and get you in a really good stacked position. So we're going to start in supine, so that's laying down on your back with the knees bent at about 90 degrees. So we should have a nice little bend in the knees there. We want to pull some weight back towards our heels and we want to roll our pelvis back until our glutes are just hovering off the ground but our waistband's firmly pressed into the floor. We're going to bring our hands above our chest and we're going to bend our elbows with the palms of our hands facing up towards the ceiling. Okay. We want to try and round out through our middle back a little bit, so we should feel quite a bit of pressure from your middle back, so just below your shoulder blades on your ribs, all the way down to that waistband. Okay. What we're going to do from that position is we're going to reach across the body, reaching from the shoulder blade, not reaching from the hand. We don't want any tension in the arms here. And we're going to reach across the opposite side. And what you should see is that brings my shoulder blade around my rib cage because it's nice and rounded. You can glide and then come back to center. Okay, so we're just going to alternate those reaches. I like to do it on my breath. So as I inhale, I'm expanding. As I exhale, I just reach across. And what I should feel is as I reach, the pressure should kind of shift across to the other side of my spine here, and my shoulder blade starts to wrap around. Again, I've got no tension in my arms. My arms are really, really light, really rubbery, and I'm reaching from my shoulder blade. Come back to center. We're going to try not to shrug up. It might a little bit as we come forward, but we don't want any tension in the neck. We're just going to kind of reach across the body with our shoulder blade and then come back to center. Just alternate that for the reps. Getting some nice rotation through the scapula and rotation